When it comes to what your family eats and drinks, you know your choices matter. You're the expert because you know what fits your life. And getting it right starts with good information. That's why America's beverage companies are sharing more information about our ingredients at goodtoknowfacts.org. No spin, no judgments, just the facts straight from the experts for more than 140 beverage ingredients. Visit goodtoknowfacts.org.
I remember I got hurt and the pitching coordinator, he started talking to me different. So I was like, I had this little bit of like, I can fuck you up. And I wasn't afraid to voice that. I remember when I got hurt, he came into the dugout and was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like this shit doesn't even play an A ball.
Jesus.
And I'm like, dude, who the fuck do you think you're talking to?
Mm-hmm.
I'm from West Virginia, bro. I don't give a fuck if you're the coordinator or not. I'll fucking smack you right across the face, right? Like, at the end of the day, take all this bullshit off. Like, bro, I'm from West Virginia, like the sticks.
Mm-hmm.
People look at me like I'm some Florida boy or whatever, which is cool. But in West Virginia, junkyard fucking dog.
Oh,
Talk shit, like I'll smack you right across your face. He came at me like that and I was like, bro, what the fuck do you think you're talking to? And I just remember that being a moment like, dude, you're just a number.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you built a relationship with this guy and you think he's your friend. He's not your fucking friend.
No, it was based on your value.
Right.
Sharp French, what up? This one luck, I let the pain inspire me. I put my all in everything I'm doing. Up until it's done, I'm me for the entirety. I put in overtime, I be working. Just know I'ma go for mine, cause I earned it. They watching, I know it's time. I confirmed it. A whole society determined.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Determined Society. I'm your host, Sean Fritch. If you haven't watched or listened to the episode, hit subscribe, follow along. Today, I have with me an amazing guest, former baseball player. Shocker, I know. I don't have many baseball players on here, but Levi Kelly played at IMG, also local here in Fort Myers at Bishopboro for a cup of tea.
A brief little step.
Yeah. Had a brief commitment to LSU. Go Tigers. And then into the Diamondbacks organization in the 8th round. And now he's doing some amazing things in MMA. So I'm excited to get into it, man. Welcome to the show.
Appreciate you having me. It's a sweet setup. Watched a couple of the episodes. It seems sweet. So congrats.
Yeah, I mean, we try, man. We try, right? You know, we're not perfect, but we're fucking doing it, man.
Yeah,
we're out here doing it. So I'm grateful to have you on the show. So walk the audience through your background a little bit. I think you're from up north a little bit, right?
Yeah. So born and raised, small town, St. Albans, West Virginia.
Yep.
Like super small town. I think the biggest high school is 3A in the whole state. Maybe 4A now, but when I was coming up, 3A. Went to Nitro High School my freshman year. I don't know if you know J.R. House.
Yeah.
So J.R. House was like the phenom of West Virginia.
Okay.
And he would play baseball in Florida, transfer back to West Virginia and play football.
No shit.
So that was like the model for me, at least growing up.
Wow.
And then his dad was kind of like, hey, you need to get to Florida. So I played travel ball in Florida, and then after freshman year, transferred to IMG. And that's what kind of got me here. And I was at IMG sophomore year, and then family moved to Cape Coral. And we were like, hey, we're in Florida. Like, baseball is good in the entire state. I don't necessarily need to be at IMG, living away from home and all that. So I went to Bishopboro for a little bit, played my junior year there, and then got in a car accident at the end of my junior year spring.
Mm-hmm.
And didn't want to get rehab like at a typical PT, whatever, because I didn't want it on the medical stuff for the draft. So my dad was like, let's go back to IMG. You can rehab on the down low there. And so I went there and then drafted out of there.
When you were here at Bishopboro, who was your coach? Was it that stint where what was his name? Flores, that's right. Yeah. I remember that. Yeah, because it wasn't Casey Scott yet. It definitely wasn't David Nelson. So
no, Nelson was there, but he was there as like the dean of students or something.
Yeah.
Flo was good. He was just young for the job.
Very young, dude. Yeah. Very young.
And we weren't the easiest to deal with.
Dude, high school kids are never fucking easy to deal with, dude. It's always one thing because there's so many distractions now, right? It's like, it's not just baseball or football or wrestling. It's all this other shit. And I think that high school kids have like, there's so many different things that have their attention now. And I think they're growing up quicker because of social media, right? It's like, they feel entitled to drink sooner, do drugs sooner, go to parties sooner. And it's just fucking wild to me, man.
Yeah, you just have access to so many things, so much information.
Yeah.
Whether it's true or not, like you think you know more as a young kid because you have access to things that maybe the older generation didn't have.
Yeah. It's interesting because I remember when I was in high school, and I don't know how it was. I mean, because you were, you graduated in 2018, 2019? Yeah, 2018.
Yeah.
So like for me, graduated in 1997, like I didn't know what a weekend was.
Yeah.
I didn't fucking know what a weekend was, bro, because I was trying to get there, right? I was trying to play baseball, be really, really good. And then nowadays, you know, like I'm working with athletes on, you know, on their mental performance and things. And I'm like, hey, what's on your schedule this weekend? Well, I'm going to do this. And then I'm going to go to play poker with all my teammates and go to this party. I'm like, the fuck?
Yeah.
Like that's a thing now, right? And it's hard for me to manage that type of demographic because to me, it's like, what do you mean? Like, it's like you just go do your shit and then go home, go to sleep, and then wake back up in the morning and do it again.
Right.
How was it for you?
I'm that way as well, but I like that way.
Yeah.
Like I feel like coming up, even in pro ball, looked at a bit different because I enjoyed that.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't coming from I was misunderstood a bit because I think it came across as like, this dude's like an arrogant, kind of like try hard type
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
But my hobbies were training.
Yeah.
My hobbies were hiking. My hobbies were jujitsu. My hobbies were whatever. And where other guys, it's like drinking, gambling, all these other things, which whatever, as long as you're, you know, being responsible is fine. But for me, like the organization, especially with the Diamondbacks, like, what are you doing hiking? You're like, you're supposed to be like with your guys, whatever. And it's like, dude, it doesn't stop. When I leave here, it doesn't stop for me. Like, this is really what I love to do. And it's not necessarily baseball. It's just training.
Yeah.
That's why I do the MMA. Is like, if I can train for a living, I don't care if it's for pickleball.
Yeah.
Like, it doesn't matter. I just want to train.
It's really cool. And it's funny you mentioned like you were misunderstood as a player, right? You know, like an arrogant type, try hard. You know, it's funny because I've never got that read on you, but that reminds me of one of my athletes, one of my favorite athletes I've ever worked with. He's like a little brother to me now, is Jackson Beeman. He was at Mizzou for a lot of years. Now he's at Iowa. And he gets that, like coaches sometimes have a problem with him.
Yeah.
Because he's always doing weird shit, right? I'm saying air quotes for those of you that aren't watching on YouTube. Air quotes is weird shit. The dude's a fucking worker, man. He's sitting there being paid to go to school, right? So he can perform and hopefully go play in the minor leagues and work his way up. Like, dude, what else do you have to do? Why are people being labeled weird and arrogant and tryhards for doing the right fucking shit?
Right. To me, as long as it's done like in good intention, that's how even my career, like it didn't work out baseball wise how I expected it. But everything I did, even the mistakes I made, were in good intention.
So, you're about to make a trade based on a friend's text. But which you do you listen to? Is it, oh, we could buy a house in Tulum? Get optioning those options. We could lose everything. Or, let's do a little research. Get your head in the trade and make the investment decision that's right for you. Learn more at finra.org/trade-smart.
When did making plans get this complicated? It's time to streamline with WhatsApp, the secure messaging app that brings the whole group together. Use polls to settle dinner plans. Send event invites and pin messages so no one forgets Mom's 60th. And never miss a meme or milestone. All protected with end-to-end encryption. It's time for WhatsApp. Message privately with everyone. Learn more at whatsapp.com.
This episode is brought to you by State Farm. Listening to this podcast? Smart move. Being financially savvy? Smart move. Another smart move? Having State Farm help you create a competitive price when you choose to bundle home and auto. Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
They were for the goal. You know, at the end of the day, it was like to get better.
Yeah.
And I can look myself in the mirror now and be like, you know, maybe it was right or maybe it was wrong, but at least the intention behind it was good.
Yes, that's the thing though, is I think too, like that point makes me really think like a lot of people talk about right and wrong, right? Why can't it just be, right?
Yeah.
And especially if you're looking to better yourself, if you're looking to improve your mentality, improve your physicality and your skill, why would anybody have anything to say about it? And I think what happens is those people down at the bottom that aren't doing what you're doing or even trying or putting the effort in that you're putting in, it offends them because it makes them look like shit.
Right.
right?
They don't believe it.
They don't believe it.
It's like, there's no way.
There's no way this is real,
Yeah.
right? I want to touch on something really quickly because, you know, you've told me this before, then I forgot about it. And then before our interview, I was like reading up a little bit more. You were committed to LSU. That was Maneri's era, right?
Maneri. So I committed early freshman year of high school.
Okay.
I was like, committed. Andy Canizero was there.
Oh
So
my God.
That's who recruited me.
Wow.
I actually loved him, which I don't know, whatever.
Yeah,
He had his little thing.
but he's a great baseball coach.
Dude, he was awesome.
He's great.
Yeah, he was really good to me. Alan Dunn was there, which was another, like the staff there at that time when I committed. Nolan Kane was like the baseball ops guy.
Dude, Nolan's a dope ass dude, man. He's kicking ass now. He's at A&M.
Yeah, so
He's doing really good.
the staff was insane.
Yep.
And then I go there, people are tailgating at noon for a 7:00 baseball game.
Yeah.
This is like football. This is sick.
It's heaven, bro.
Yeah, so
It's
it was
heaven
an
there.
easy sell.
So let's talk about that, right? So you were committed to LSU and then you ended up not going, right? You went in the draft, right?
Yeah.
So do you ever regret that decision?
I don't know. I don't think about it that much.
Yeah, that's
because I try to just, it's too late now. Like,
Well, fuck, you can't change it, right?
some people ask me that a lot. The timing, I don't know if I would have got hurt. Like I got hurt. That would have been my year after my draft year.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that all would have played out. Like, would I have even got hurt? Maybe
Right.
I don't know. But yeah, it would have been interesting to go there and see it play out.
It is funny because like my father and I were having this conversation, and for those of you listening and watching, you know that my dad and I have had a really strange relationship, and we've recently started talking and working out again, and my heart's full from it, man, because it's my dad.
Right.
I like having conversations with my dad. But I asked him, I was like, did I make a bad decision going to LSU? He goes, kid, if I had to do it all over again, you would have not have gone to LSU.
Yeah.
You would have taken that 96% to Cal State Northridge or Western Carolina, and you would have been a badass and you would have done your deal. But here's the thing, man, I like my life where it's at right now. And I like everything that we do. And I love that you pointed the point out of like, I don't think about it much. It's like everything that we do in our lives, there's a reason for it, right? There's a reason for it, and we learn different lessons through it. And then through those lessons, we become the man or the woman or cat that we're meant to be, right? That was, so it's like, it's, you can never regret a decision.
Yeah. I'll say this about LSU. When I went on my official visit, going back to like our previous conversation, I was the guy that was like the try hard. So when I went to LSU on my official visit, they party there a good amount.
Oh, yeah.
Like it was wild. And I wasn't that type of guy. And that was my first taste of that. And I remember when I left there, I thought, I'm either going to go down, if I go to LSU, I'm either going to go down this path of being wild and it's going to be a great time, but I don't know how much better I'll get at baseball, or I won't, and I'll be the outcast and the teammates won't like me. And then it won't be the best experience, but maybe. So that was,
And that does happen, dude. That does happen.
That was my thought at that age. Now, would that have been the case? I don't know, but I remember thinking that, and that kind of played into the decision to sign.
It's funny because like if you look at quarterbacks like Jaden Daniels, right, LSU, and then Joe Burrow, like they weren't the dudes that were out, right. So I don't think they were the outcast, but like if you're gonna be that person that doesn't go out, you better be the Golden Spikes winner.
Yeah.
Right. Like Dylan Cruz or be like a Paul Skeens. Cause like, I think people judge way too much. For me, I was always about whatever my teammates wanted to do on their own time. It was cool. I never guilted anybody for not going out or anything like that. But dude, like going back to what you said about going to LSU, you can either go down that road, right, of being a part of it. I went down that road. After my first semester, my parents called me like, hey, get your fucking head out of your ass. You're about to get kicked out of school there. I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, congratulations. First semester, you're on academic probation. I had 2 Ds and 2 Cs. It's like a 1.5.
Yeah.
And so like for me, like for you to think like that at a high school level, that's a very intuitive thought process. How has your family played a role in your mental development for you to be thinking like that at 17, 18?
Well, my dad was in the Marine Corps, so I think that like speaks for itself.
Yeah, of course.
And they always kind of let me make my own decision. Like IMG, that had really nothing to do with my parents. My parents didn't even know if IMG was really a thing.
Yeah.
I played for FTB. I don't know.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
So I played for FTB, and I would come down and I would get smoked in June and July of the summer ball. late into July, I would start to pick up speed, and then right at the very end, I would be like on par with everyone else. And I remember telling my parents, like, I have to get to Florida. I can't keep playing catch up in the summer. Like, what are you talking about? I mean, you have to get to Florida. Normal job, so we aren't rich. Yeah. And I called IMG, and at the time I think I was ranked like 3rd on Perfect Game. And they were like, we'll make it work. And I was like, what do you mean you make it work? Like, we're not rich. We can't pay.
Yeah, like I just want to be clear. Like, we can't.
$80,000 a year. Like,
Yeah,
it's not going to happen. And we went down there, I think August, and school started like the end of that month, and they made it work. So
that's freaking awesome, dude.
Yeah. But my mom especially like did not want me to go.
Oh, I bet
like,
not.
If this is what you want to do, the biggest thing for IMG too is that's your life. Baseball is your life there. So you'll find out quick if that's what you want to do or not.
Did you know Jeff Dillman?
Yeah.
That's my boy, dude.
Yeah.
Dude, so like he was my strength coach at LSU.
Really?
He was a GA back then. Dude, yeah. And then, Scotty Cochran, the guy that went and did, he was a GA at LSU, but then he went to Alabama and Georgia. He won 8 national championships as strength coaches.
Dillman's got some energy behind him.
Dillman's the most amazing dude ever, dude.
Yeah.
I talk to him pretty frequently. He shot me a message the other day for my birthday, and then I talked to him maybe like 2 weeks ago. So I keep in touch with him, dude.
Yeah, he's a
dude, man. He's a dude.
I got closer with him when I was at IMG training as a pro. In the off season. He was there doing football stuff or whatever.
He's amazing, dude. He's amazing. So catch everybody up now. MMA. I saw it. Hey guys, I went and checked him out at the gym over at Evolution. What's the full name of it? What's it called?
Evolution in Naples. Yeah.
Evolution in Naples. He was hanging out doing some sparring today. But not for me, dude. I don't want to get hit like that. You hit somebody with a leg kick. I'm like, dude, that shit would have broke my leg.
Yeah, the leg kick's my best shot for sure.
Yeah, that was good.
I snap it on guys in there, but I'm not letting it fly like how I want to fight. I fight in 3 weeks, so like then I'll be letting it fly.
Just nuts, dude. So you mentioned earlier in the conversation, like if you could just train for a living, and that's what you're doing now, right? Yeah. So walk everybody through this journey, man. Like baseball to MMA.
So when I got hurt, like training was my coping, of course. I had thoracic outlet surgery and found jujitsu. Probably not the best thing for rehab. I'll say that.
Yeah, probably not.
But I trained in the gi, which is a lot slower. The guys I trained in Arizona with Tim Welch, Sean O'Malley, those guys, they took care of me. They knew I was playing baseball at the time, and you just fell in love with it. And then after I got released, it was kind of just like everyone else. What the hell am I going to do? I was still in school. My mom made me start school as soon as I got drafted. So I'm almost finished with that now.
That's awesome.
It's been like 1.5 years since I got released. But just like everyone else, like, what the fuck do I do?
That identity switch, bro. I did a TED talk on that. The identity crisis after sport. Fuck, bro.
Yeah. I wish there was like material out there to help athletes go through that, really. Maybe that's something I'll try and work on later on in my life. Because even my friends now, I see going through it, I'm like, dude, you got a hard, like, at least 1.5 years coming.
Yeah, and they don't know it's coming.
No, nobody can tell you either.
Dude, I help athletes with this. I do this. Yeah. Those moments, those years after that I didn't deal with that identity crisis, there was a gaping hole inside of me, dude. Yeah. And I did so many bad things, dude. I was just a piece of shit for that period of time, maybe 5-6 years, where I was just so hurt. I was hurting others just to fulfill my own, you know.
I remember I got released and I texted Tim Welch, which is Sean's coach, and was like, what's the best gym in Florida? And I told my girlfriend on the way drive, I got released and they sent me a fucking high. I was so pissed about that.
Because you were up in AA, right?
Yeah, I knew I was going to get released. No, after surgery, I was starting like 88.
Oh, yeah.
So, I mean, it was coming.
For righty?
Like, send me to AA, so it's a short drive to Florida. Like, I don't want to drive from Portland to fucking Fort Myers. Like, I know it's coming at some point.
Yeah.
So on the drive back, I asked him, where's the best gym in Florida? Like, I'm just going to go right into fighting. I told my girlfriend, like, let's take a month to think about things. Then we moved to Boca Raton, 2 weeks to train full time at Kill Cliff, which was like the #1 MMA gym in the country. Probably, yeah, top 2 or 3. And full born ahead in MMA there, which was really good. But I took a lot of ass beatings there because guys were so good. And I was not at that level. I'm still not at that level. And I was trying to learn on the fly. Like, hey, I just got fucking head kicked, and how do I not get head kicked? It was less of a coach like showing me, and more of like, hey, this dude just beat your ass. Don't let him beat your ass.
Yeah, it's like more like in the fire type.
And that's a hard way to learn when you're first starting out.
Yeah.
So that's why we decided to come back here, go to Evolution, smaller gym, more instruction. Maybe later on in my career, if things go great, end up turning pro, then we go to a bigger gym like that. We'll see how things grow at Evolution. But for now, yeah, we're there training. I fought twice this year. This will be my third.
2-0, man. You're 2-0.
2-0. Yeah. First two guys, not the best position, but I always tell everybody I'm taking the Jake Paul route. But this next guy is much better. He's got 5 fights, so it'll be more of a scrap.
It's exciting. Where's the fight?
Fort Myers.
No shit.
Sydney Byrne.
No way.
Yeah.
I want to go.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
How do I get tickets?
I don't know if they're posted yet, but when they are, I'll share them.
Please, dude. I want to go support you, man. They're fucking dope. Yeah. It'll be really cool. Yeah. So what do you have to do to get your pro card, like in MMA?
So you have to go, or you don't have to go 5-0. So and it depends state to state. It's based on commission. So like in Arizona, you can either go 3-0.
Okay.
Or you have 5 fights. In Florida, you have to have 5 fights. Doesn't matter your record.
Okay.
So right now I'm 2-0. I could essentially win this fight, turn pro, and go fight somewhere else. But my plan is probably to get 5 fights first, and then see where we're at.
There's a significant time in between your fights. I remember when you fought, it was like a couple months ago, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I would like there to be less time as long as I don't take damage for now.
Yeah.
Just because it's so new.
Right.
Like I'm so new at everything. I need to feel those emotions of, we can spar like you guys saw, but I'm not scared to spar at all. I'm scared to get knocked out in front of all my buddies.
Oh, yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
A different type of, and just dealing with those emotions, I need reps in that. So as long as I'm not hurt, then I would like to turn over pretty quick.
Mentally, how do you deal with those fears?
So the guy that cornered my first fight, Mike, knowingly, I think it's his last name. He's out of Fort Myers. He's a boxing coach. He explained it to me really well. I was shaking. He was wrapping my hands and my hands were shaking. And I was like, oh, fuck. I didn't care that my hands were shaking, but I cared that he saw my hands.
Yeah,
my ego was like,
yeah,
man, he knows I'm scared.
Yeah.
And I kind of feel like a bitch right now.
Yeah.
But and he just said, everybody feels that. And he said, that's God's way of protecting you. Those nerves are going to make you faster. They're going to make you punch harder. They're going to make you react quicker. So know they're there to help you. They're not there to hurt you. I was like, damn. And then I was just like, okay, I got it.
It's a great way to look at fear, right? For the people listening and watching, is like, we're going to be afraid of shit in life. And right then that arena was the actual arena, right? Going into the octagon. But I think life in general, we all get these jitters. I remember when I started this show and then I went, into my den, started interviewing like just guests, and then it was high level people. Then now it's in person. I get to sit down with people like you. There's a lot of nerves and a lot of fear, right? When we start something new. I think what's important for everybody is to understand that everybody fucking feels it.
No.
You can be scared all you want, but if you sit there, then you are that little bitch, right? We need to make sure that, hey, feel the fear, feel the being scared shitless, but move in spite of it, because it may not look perfect, but you'd surprise yourself along the way.
Yeah. And dude, this even goes back to like childhood. I remember my dad, when I was like 10, he would tell me like North Carolina's in the stands, like to a 10-year-old, but it wasn't, it was to get me to like perform, because if it was a little league game that I knew didn't matter at all, like I wouldn't perform to the level I could actually play.
Yeah.
So he, even 10, 11, he'd be like, dude, South Carolina's over there. Better show up.
Fucking Ray Tanner's over there watching.
Right. To get me to feel that. And now when I don't feel that, I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Like,
it's so funny because like, I've had, like I said, reconnected with my dad, and, he used to say a lot of things that I took the wrong way and kind of like victim mentality. But I think what he was really trying to do was just toughen me up, and just tell me what I didn't want to hear, but what I needed to hear. And it's so important because like we have to understand what drives us, but we also have to maintain it so we don't get this crater-sized chip on our shoulders. Because for a long time, I operated with that chip. And dude, it's cool for a moment, but it's fucking exhausting, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. I always say like it's a flame that burns high, but for a very short time.
Yeah. Yeah. And we look at our, lifespan, right? That short time could be 10 years.
Yeah.
That flame burnt so hot that you're like, fuck you, I'll show you. It doesn't work long term.
No.
We got to be more like, okay, I know I got this. Let me go prove myself right. How have you managed those emotions in the transition from baseball to MMA and then now, going into your pro, and hopefully one day I'm sure you'd want to be in the UFC, right?
Yeah. One thing that I've tried to balance, like I did not do a very good job with baseball. I almost have to, because I'm a very structured and like disciplined individual. I don't mean to like toot my own horn or anything, but
no, it's you, man. You got to sing it.
And sometimes it's to detriment. Like,
yeah,
especially early in my career, it was to probably more detriment than help at some points. Is to be disciplined, to be undisciplined. Like, just because you feel good on the treadmill doesn't mean you need to kill yourself.
Right.
Because in MMA, especially, like I have sparring tomorrow. I feel good and I want to be like Earl Jocko on Thursday on the treadmill because I feel good or whatever, and I'm going to be Mr. Tony Guy. But how does that affect like next week's training? So being disciplined, being undisciplined, like everything doesn't have to be perfect. Like your routine, especially as a pitcher, like being a pitcher, it happens so often. You see it like, if I don't stick to my routine, then I'm fucked.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'm still like that. But even my girlfriend's on me about it all the time. Things are not going to go I always lay my week out. Like this is what a perfect week looks like this. Probably 90% of the time I get 70% of it done. Yeah. And that's a good week.
Yeah, of course.
But before, early in my career, if I got 70%, I would like beat myself up over and over about.
Let's dig into that, dude, because my wife's the same way. Your girlfriend's wise. Okay. And these good women we have, keeping dudes like us in check. I mean, let's be honest, like, hey, Levi, that you don't need to be perfect. All too often we create this process and this plan of execution, strategic plan, right? But like we think to ourselves like, oh, if I do all of this, then that's the perfect week. When reality is like, is this fucking sustainable?
No.
I might be able to do it for a day or two, but can I do it a week? Can I do it for 2 weeks? Can I do it for 3? Can I do it for 7 years? And the reality is mostly not. So to your point is like, we need to know that what we need to do is like small progressions, right? Let's put the work in, run the play. But sometimes we load up that playbook, man, and it's just not attainable.
Right. It's gotta be like fluid.
Yeah.
Things move around. Sometimes you miss training. Sometimes it can't be so rigid, especially being an athlete. Even guys, I'm going to get deep, not deep, but like.
Go for it, man. It's a place for it.
You see it in athletes that live a rigid lifestyle. They play rigid. And sometimes it works.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to name drop here, but I'm going to name drop. And this guy's one of the best players that I've ever seen. Corbin Carroll.
Oh, yeah.
Corbin Carroll and Alec Thomas.
Mm-hmm.
Both played with him both.
He's dope, dude.
Alec is like water. Mm-hmm. He's very flowy. They both get the job done at a very high level. Corbin is very structured and rigid. And so you can see that in their play too. Like Corbin lives his life by the book and it's very 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Alex just kind of like, whatever, I'll get it in. And you see that it turns into their style of play. They both work.
Yeah.
But like almost as a scout, I always think, what are they looking for? Are they looking for like the playful guy?
Yeah.
Are they looking for this like robot type guy?
They're gonna look for the Alex too, because here's the thing, because that becomes part of their personality, like you said, part of their play, right? If you can play and have fun and just understand, I'm gonna get it in. It is what it is. There's less injury.
Yeah.
Right. And people may think, listen, now, like, what the fuck's that have to do with anything? It has everything to do with it.
Yeah.
Because if you're rigid, you're tight, and you can't flow. Like that's a great analogy, dude. Yeah. That is a great analogy.
It's very interesting to me to look at the personality type and like how that affects the body movement and just their whole life. And you can see it. You don't see too many like hippies that are all tight.
Daniel Murphy,
You
listen to the show, because I didn't know Daniel from, like personally before that show. I was like, I'm thinking I'm going to get this savage dude. It's like, oh yeah, like my kids, like they're having a play about him. Like, that's why you were the fucking guy.
Well, you can see it in his movements.
Yes.
Like you can see his personality in the way he moves.
So good, dude.
Yeah.
So good. It's funny because like a lot of times, you know, when people are asking me about the show and about my interview style, how often do you practice? How much research do you do? I'm like, well, I know enough about my guest, right? But my thing is just like sitting down, like I told you before, like, hey, we're just gonna have a fun conversation. Because people on the other side of these microphones want real.
Right.
And if I'm tight, if I have scripted questions, now I'm just interrogating your ass, you know, the Spanish fucking Inquisition, like, okay, where were you born? Okay. What's your favorite routine? Like, that's boring and it's whack. So it's your point. Let's just all just kind of flow.
Yeah.
Right. How's it help you in MMA?
It's a struggle too, because I'm the rigid guy. Like,
Yeah, I know.
I was raised by a Marine Corps dad.
Yep.
Like, if you met my brother, he's even more rigid than I am. But I've tried to balance that, because I've also went on other ends of the spectrum where I want to be so elusive that I don't have that like same pop. So it's a balance of also not trying to be somebody I'm not.
Yeah.
Like I'm not a hippie, like whatever, like type Nate Diaz type style where I'm just gonna tap you. Like I still need that because that's me, but it's a balance. I can't be too far on either end of the spectrum.
It's so hard, man. Like you mentioned something very important that I want the audience to really key in on, because I think there's a lot of gold in the small things. Be yourself.
Yeah.
There's too many people out there seeing somebody else and respecting something big about those people because of what they accomplish. I think that's a big compliment, but you can't be them. You are one of one, limited edition. You cannot be them and they cannot be you. So like, we need to continue to think, just like you said, just be yourself.
Yeah.
You know, and be able to adapt, I think is the biggest thing that you're talking about. Cause like you said, you're not this free flowing type, you know, hippie, like you're rigid, but I don't see you as rigid.
Yeah.
Like
I've worked a lot on it.
Yeah. I mean, but that's the thing though, right? It's just fucking working, but being yourself, man. How is that? Have you ever struggled with that, you know, growing up, you know, and
I always think that I had like this role model that I tried to be like, dude, I have Jocko tattoos all over because I was in 2020, I was like a Jocko disciple.
Really?
Which even goes back to the more rigid. Like Jocko and Goggins were like my guys.
Oh, dude.
I remember, this is going to sound crazy. Because I was trying to prove that I was a tough guy, I don't even know. That's kind of also why I got into MMA, because I realized like, I'm not really a tough guy. I'm pussy, really.
Yeah.
But nobody will call me on my bluff. So everyone thinks I'm tough.
That's
which
crazy.
was cool for the time being, until I had to look in the mirror and be like, man, I kind of am pussy.
I wouldn't call you that.
But I would sleep on the floor, dude, in the off season, because Goggins and these guys were like, you need to chase discomfort. And here I am fucking in the off season, just like sleeping on a yoga mat beside my bed because I wanted to be like, rah.
But see, that's the fucked up thing, right? Like, and I'm gonna get really fucking fired up about this one. I respect you being honest with that, and I fell into it too with Andy Frisella. You know, the first one was like, do not negotiate with yourself. 75 hard, do this, do that.
Right.
And do all these things. And I'm not saying it doesn't work for some people, but I'm saying like the chasing discomfort. Everybody started going and wanting to do what Goggins was doing, like the 4 mile every 48 hours, or like 45, crazy. Some weird, like, I don't know, was it 2 miles every 4 hours? I don't know what it was, but the bottom line is all the people, the lay people, just the normal everyday people, were trying to do what they were doing, and getting fucking hurt and putting ourselves in bad positions when all they were saying was, dude, create a process, follow your fucking plan, be disciplined in the work, and go do it and build something. And we all thought, oh, I'm Goggins, I'm Andy Frisella, I'm Jocko. I feel you. I'm not ridiculing you because I did it.
Yeah.
And you know what? And that's why this show, and that's why me and my brand wasn't hitting early. Because it wasn't me. Last night I'm dancing on a golf cart, singing a love song to my boy, Bobby Brown, Don't Be Cruel. That's me. I got more response out of that than people back in the day when I was regurgitating somebody else's shit.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
I always tell people too, I've stole this from somebody else, but you take 2 rocks, like the hardest things we have, and you can smash them together and grind them together, you're going to have dust and you can just blow it off your hand. But if you polish them, then you got 2 shiny objects. And I was always like that, out, and then my fucking shoulder went to dust.
Dude, I feel you on that one, bro. I feel you on that one. I remember going into Dr. Mark Field and saying, oh, no, you're good, man. Like, you don't have anything wrong. I'm like, why does it feel there's a machete going into my shoulder then.
Yeah.
It's like you want something so badly, and like you're saying, you grind it. A lot of the times it's our body, but the one thing that is more dangerous if you grind it consistently is your mind.
Yeah.
Because you can go into some dark places. And dude, in this journey, I've gone through some dark fucking moments, man. What about you? Has there ever been anything you want to share, like a dark moment that you felt like shutting everything down that the audience can relate to that may be able to help them?
There was definitely like some dark moments. I never got too beat up about it because my mindset was always like good intention. Like at some point in my career, I knew it was coming to an end because I just couldn't throw the same, and my arm just did not feel the same. And I always showed up every day and was like, I know this is coming to an end, but when it is over, I want to be able to look myself in the mirror and be like, dude, I did everything I could.
Yeah, man.
And that was the biggest thing I was proud of. Like at the end of my career was, one, I want to set an example for people that show up here that, hey, this is how you work. Not only is this how you work, this is how you work when things are going really bad. Because at the back end of my career, I would go out there and give up 2-3 runs to guys that 2 years ago wouldn't touch me. And then coaches, staff, everybody's looking at me like how I currently was playing. I'm like, damn, y'all forget about the guy I was 2 years when I was the top whatever prospect. Now I'm a different guy, but I'm still going to show up with the same mentality.
Yeah.
And that really got me through it. And that made the pill of getting released much easier to swallow.
That's hard because that's an identity thing. Like this whole thing, I talked about identity earlier. Like you said, you were one of the top prospects, 2 years before that, you had a different brand, right? The identity was there, like, threw the piss out of it. Here I am.
Yeah. It was so weird being like a priority guy and then not being a priority guy.
Explain to the audience what you mean by that, because there's so many youngsters that listen to this show that want to go play professional sports. Priority guy versus a non-priority guy. Educate them.
So basically a priority guy in the minor leagues is like, if you're on the top 30 prospect list, it doesn't really mean, it's a little political, but if you're on there, you're a priority guy for the most part. Like you're valued, the organization values you. Your trade amount is probably pretty substantial. They can get something valuable out of you, which basically means you have more say in what goes on. And if you need treatment on your arm, they're going to find time to treat your arm. And when you're not a priority guy, they don't want you getting treatment. Not that they don't want you, but if you're taking time away from a priority guy, they don't like that.
It's interesting.
And I was both of those guys throughout my career. And sometimes I would voice that. Like I would call people, even staff, direct, like the pitching coordinator. I remember I got hurt and he started talking to me different. Like, and I was trained jiu-jitsu this time. So I was like, I had this little bit of like, I can fuck you up too. And I wasn't afraid to voice that.
Right.
Because I was also still at this time, like this egomaniac. I hadn't kind of went through it yet to like humble myself. And I remember I'm like, bro, you're texting me all off season, like being my boy. And now I remember when I got hurt, he came into the dugout and was like, what the fuck are you doing? Like this shit doesn't even play an A-ball.
Jesus.
And I'm like, dude, who the fuck do you think you're talking to? Like, I'm from West Virginia, bro. I don't give a fuck if you're the coordinator or not. I'll fucking smack you right across the face, right? Like that's how I was raised. Like at the end of the day, take all this bullshit off. Like, bro, I'm from West Virginia, like the sticks. And people look at me like I'm some Florida boy or whatever, which is cool. But in West Virginia, it's a junkyard fucking dog.
Oh shit.
Like I'll smack you right across your face. I had that mentality. And this dude, the pitching coordinator, which is like the guy, he came at me like that. And I was like, bro, what the fuck do you think you're talking to? And I just remember that being a moment like, dude, you're just a number. Like you built a relationship with this guy and you think he's your friend. He's not your fucking friend.
No, you're based on your value.
Right.
And that's the thing that's hard about life, right? That's why it's so great to have a great relationship with ourselves. Or in your instance, like I want to go back to this because I haven't touched on it and I want to honor her. Like I know your girl has been through some times with you and she's stuck with you through a lot of transitions. It's a fucking ride or die, dude. So let's honor her a little bit. How has her support and her love helped you through a lot? Yeah. I mean,
even now with like the MMA stuff, like it would be life would probably be a lot easier on her if I would just go get a normal job.
Yeah.
And then she lived with me when I got released. We fucking drove 40 hours from Oregon. Like, dude, she'd been through it. I moved her ass to Boca because I wanted to go train over there, and like didn't give her much say. And she just carries on, you know. She's a beast.
That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, like,
I'm super lucky.
Dude, it's so funny. Like I have been through so many transitions, and dude, quite honestly, like what you're, and just to give you, not that you need the comfort, but like my wife's life would be a lot easier if I wasn't doing what I'm doing, right? Like there was a moment when I was in corporate America, you know, making high six figures, our lives was much more comfortable than it is now. Because see, everybody sees all the shows and sees all the conversations and what it looks like on social media, but what they don't fucking realize, I've taken like a $200,000 cut, right? In my income, household income. It is hard to survive, but the most important thing that a man can have is a woman that is right there to be like, you know what? I believe in you. It's okay.
Right.
And it will be okay because you'll make it.
Yeah.
She'll be right about you and my wife will be right about me.
Yeah. It's cool to be with somebody that, and she's told this to me before when I'm like going crazy, like can't sit still, fucking I need to do this, need to do that. And she's just like, I don't care. Like, I just want you to love me. That's it. Like, I don't give a fuck about all that other shit. I'm like, damn.
Dude.
Yeah.
That's a real one, dude. You might want to keep that one, dog. You might want, we can go to the jewelry store after this, bro.
Win a couple more fights first.
Couple more fights, yeah. Win a couple more fights. So you got one in a few weeks. You'll win that one. How far away would be your fourth fight?
I plan on fighting probably early February.
That's cool. That's not too far.
Late January. Take the holidays.
Yeah.
That way, because I have to make weight too. I'm not cutting a lot of weight right now, but this will probably be my last fight at 185, and then I'll have to cut to 170, which that's like
Jesus.
That's a real cut.
How do you keep the energy? I mean, that's a big cut.
Well, I've never cut 170. So
oh shit, uncharted territory.
Yeah, right now, I mean, I walk around 190, so I literally like I'll go do what we did today, and then I'll go weigh in, and I'll be 185.
Okay.
So
I mean, dude, you guys were pretty drenched, man.
Yeah,
you guys are pretty drenched.
Yeah, probably like in that type of training, I'll lose 5 to 7 pounds.
Fuck, there's the diet hack. My fat ass needs to get on this MMA shit, roll around the mat for a little bit.
Yeah, the way they cut a lot of weight, it's an interesting concept. So you overload on water, like probably a week out. So 2 gallons, 2.5 gallons, or give or take, whatever. And then you cut out all carbs. Maybe just have a little carbs in the morning before training and cut out all salt. So you're overloading on water, but you don't have carbs. So your body is just pushing water because it's like, dude, this dude's giving me way too much. And it's constant. You're pissing like crazy and sweating like crazy. And then you cut water too. So when you cut water, your body's used to flushing it. Now you don't have the carbs or salt to hold it, and you don't have it. So your body's pushing it out and you're not putting any in. So you can lose 15 pounds like in 24, 36 hours.
That's crazy.
Yeah, of just water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, because like that's like 2 gallons of water, right?
Yeah.
It's like subcutaneously, like
it's not definitely not good for the body.
No.
But everybody does it. The problem is the brain needs water. And you see guys get knocked out easy because they're cutting.
Don't we need salt too, though? Like,
yeah, hold the water.
Right.
Some guys cut crazy amounts. I mean, we'll see. I'll cut to 170 and see how I feel. I'm not afraid to stay at 85. I'll have to put on a little bit of muscle though. I'll have to walk around probably like 205.
Okay, that's a good amount of muscle.
Yeah.
Yeah, you better get pumping, dude. I see you in there working, man. You work your ass off, dude. I appreciate you, coming in and telling us your story, and it's been really cool getting to know you, and I'm pulling for you, man. And what's the one piece of advice you'd give the audience right now? If they ask you, what's it going to take for me to hit my goal or to be the person I want to become? What would you tell them?
Just keep showing up.
What does that mean?
And I was thinking about it because I figured that you would ask about determination. So I was thinking about this on the way here. Yeah. Keep showing up, and then the days that you don't want to show up, just show up and go through the motions. Like every day doesn't need to be a killer. Sometimes you just show up to go through the motions, and then you're 15 minutes in and you're like, fuck, I feel good.
Isn't that weird how it works out?
Just keep showing up. It's so easy to throw in the towel.
Mm-hmm.
It's so easy to throw in the towel in MMA and go get a fucking 9 to 5.
Yeah.
That'll be there in 10 years.
Yeah, of course. It will be. And that's the thing about, that question, because it does bring up determination. A lot of times I like to lead the guests to it instead of say it, but it's like determination is such a funny thing because people think it looks like David Goggins. They think it looks like Jocko Willink. They think it looks like Andy Frisella. And really what it looks like is just you getting the fuck up, going to the gym or shooting the show and going through that and getting in this flow state. So now the rest of your day, you make another call and you make another connection. Like, dude, I woke up this morning tired of shit. I'm like, oh shit. Like, what's it going to be like today? All I know is I need to meet my boy Mike down at the gym to see you. And then I walk in and, Levi's there. Like, I've known him since he was in high school. Yep. You make another connection. Then we meet a plane broker there, make another connection. All these little things is what I want the audience to understand. To your point, is just showing up is what we did today.
Yeah.
And then connections are formed and then things are built from that.
Yeah. Small wins too. Like if you have 15 small wins, let's say you're 10 for 15 on the day.
Take it, bro.
It's a good day.
I don't give a fuck what comprise. I could be a bloop single. I don't give a shit.
And not like just having that mindset of consciously thinking about that. That's like win number one right there.
Love it, man. I love it. Well, dude, thank you again. I'm pulling for you. I can't wait to see you knock out your next opponent here in a couple weeks in Fort Myers. So
perfect.
You guys heard it here from Exposure Studios in Naples, the Determined Society with Levi Kelly. Until next time, subscribe, like, share, stay determined.
So I've tried a lot of protein. What I've always found is all the flavors, you can taste artificial flavoring in them. With raw, it's exactly that. I don't taste that. It's a clean protein source. Tastes great, and I'm not putting a lot of things in my body that aren't good for you. The biggest thing that I will say that I love about raw nutrition and Bum Energy is they're all natural ingredients and they're third-party tested. So what that means is an actual lab test is to make sure what's in the product is actually what is stated on the label. And then you'll see on the website of Raw Nutrition that it is signed off on. So there's no banned substances in these products. Athletes can use them safely and not get tested and popped for a failed drug test for performance enhancing, ingredients. It's completely safe, guilt-free, baby.
Sharp French, what up? This one luck, I let the pain inspire me. I put my all in everything I'm doing. Up until it's done, I'm me for the entirety. I put in overtime, I be working. Just know I'ma go for mine, cause I earned it. They watching, I know it's time. I confirmed it. A whole society determined.
Rinse takes your laundry and hand delivers it to your door, expertly cleaned and folded. So you could take the time once spent folding and sorting and waiting to finally pursue a whole new version of you. Like Tea Time You. Or this Tea Time You. Or even this Tea Time You.
Said you hear about Dave?
Or even Tea Time You.
So update on Dave.
It's up to you. We'll take the laundry. Rinse. It's time to be great.